Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, my apps are crashing and now it's your problem. How we found a bug. Weird error. Finally work out it was DNS. What are these divots in your tablet screen? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My apps are crashing and now it's your problem. Also thanks for the silver kind stranger. I am a repair tech at a small family-owned phone repair shop. Most of my day is spent swapping screens on iPhones and tablets. Occasionally I get fun stuff or weird challenges and way outside my scope questions. Me equals me. CX equals customer. This morning I get a call from a previous customer who I repaired a broken phone screen for a few months back. CX, what's going on with my phone? My apps keep crashing. Me, I'm sorry, what exactly is going on? What device do you have? Are there any notification boxes that provide more info when a crash happens? CX, it's a well-known problem with Android Web Services app and Chrome, and I spent hours on the phone with Verizon last night. They couldn't help me, so since you fix phones you know how to fix this, right? Me, quick Google search. Find out this is a bug that slipped through in an update yesterday, and is already fixed with another update. Well, I wasn't aware of this problem till just now, but a quick search on the internet shows that you just need to update both Google Chrome and Android System Web View. If you go to Google Play Store and search CX, I already did that last night and can't update them. Also, wasn't it an update that caused this headache in the first place? Why should I trust an update again? Me, yes, a bug in the previous update is the culprit of the problem, but it looks like another newer update is out that should rectify the issue. Just go to the Google Play app and search CX, yes, but I already did that last night and it didn't have an update button. Me, thinking OK2 can play this game, I see. I tell you what. Do me a favor and restart your phone. Completely power it down. Let's give it a few seconds. Okay, now power it back up. Okay, now go to the Google Play app. Okay, now search for Android System Web View. Is there an update button now? Click update. Okay, now search Google Chrome. Is there an update button? Click it. Okay, wait for the updates to finish installing. Okay, restart your device. Now you should be good to go. Test by opening one of the apps that was crashing before. Everything works now? Okay, goodbye. Gotta admit, I was really tempted to take the unnecessary steps even further, and have the CX restart modem and router too, but didn't want to be on the call that long. Since this first call, I've fielded several more calls about this bug today, and am considering invoicing Google for the customer support I'm providing for them. How we found a bug. As previously mentioned, senior tech support for the Fruit-based enterprise. It's been a long time since I had anything relevant to say here. There's been a lot of grinding, and a lot of boring issues not worthy of coming here. This, however, is the story of how my team found a bug. A couple of months ago, we started getting the odd call about customers whose calendar app on their phone/tablet would crash whenever they tried to edit the time on an event, new or previously added. After following the normal troubleshooting guidelines, we'd hit a dead end because the issue happened after factory resetting the device. We escalated, we collected logs and waited for a response. Something curious I noticed was that the customer was able to change day/time within January, but as soon as he tapped February 1st, the app crashed. What started to happen come February? An influx of calls all related to the same thing, with the aggravating factor that the issue had spread to the Reminders app and the Clock app, whenever trying to set an alarm. We collected logs and offered a generic "we're looking into it" response. A couple of weeks later, a colleague of mine says on our team chat, "This is my third straight call about the calendar app crashing, and they are all islanders." The country I provide support to has 2 island groups, and she was referring to one of the island groups. Huh. Interesting, I thought. I checked the 2 cases I had that day and sure enough, both were from the same island group. I told the chat, "Guys, ask the customers with the calendar app issue where they're based, we may be onto something." After a few more confirmations that everybody was in that island group, I called back one of my customers. "Hi there. Sorry to call you back unannounced, but I want to try something out with you. You see, this island group is an hour behind the rest of the country. So, I asked the customer to set his time zone to mainland time. And it worked. He could create events and set alarms and reminders again. So, to avoid confusion, I looked on Wikipedia for another country that uses the same time zone, there's only one, and asked to change the time zone to that country. Lo and behold, it worked just fine. The issue is specific to the time zone set in that island group. So I promptly told all my customers of this and told the team that this will fix the issue, which it did for everybody. I then told our engineering staff, who promptly replied, "That's great, but send logs." All of my customers found it hilarious that such a well-known OS would have a bug that just impacted them, and didn't mind changing and waiting for an update that fixed the issue, which it still hasn't been. Weird error. Finally work out it was DNS. I had a fun one with DNS. Tech with a school district working on the wireless. We use Aruba ClearPass as our radius, and TechAxe and a few couple of other things, to authenticate users onto the wireless and pass user roles down. We have two, publisher and subscriber, which means we have decent redundancy, and I can even do software updates during the day and no one notices, usually. There's multiple roles and currently they mostly are the same, planning on limiting network access more, but that's in the future. In general type of user, and if they have a district device or not. The older configuration means that the techs have to add the devices to the device database. A lot of them don't do it, and I've been trying to make it easier. Machine Off makes it easy to identify our AD-joined machines, but we have a large amount of Chromebooks in a Google domain. Pulling the data in from Google allows me to automatically identify our district's devices. Now if Google could be relied on to get the wireless MAC address consistently. I followed the instructions to add Google as an endpoint context server. We get the permissions on the Google account and everything done and added, which dumps us with a weird error message. The task has to be done on the publisher and not the subscriber. We double and triple check with the same result. Trying with the subscriber just tells us to use the publisher, worth a try. So I go and place a call to Aruba TAC. The TAC person goes through everything and gets the same error several times and is quite confused. She decides she needs to pass it up the chain and would get them to contact me. No complaints here, we're confused. TAC is also confused. I continue messing around after the call, trying random things. I ping the DNS names of both the publisher and subscriber. Then I look a bit more closely. The DNS names are reversed. The subscriber DNS translates to the publisher one and vice versa. Nothing bad in general, as they use a VIP, and we hardly ever use the separate names. Get DNS fixed and run through the instructions again and everything is happy. Email TAC what happened and they thank me and hopefully have made a note of it. I now had to start writing the classification rules and start testing. Then get the Apple MDM joined and repeat the process. It went smoothly. What are these divots in your tablet screen? I don't even want to think about how long ago this story took place. Suffice to say it was many, many moons ago. While I was in college, I interned during the summer because at that time interns got paid better than burger flippers, and I was in the help desk portion of a very large company. Was still a very nervous little intern. It was the first job I ever had to wear a tie for and wanted to make a good impression, etc. Suffice to say I was a lot less nervous and a lot more jaded by the end of this internship, but my most memorable experience was probably my second or third day and being sent by my supervisor to visit the office of one of the C-suite. I want to say CFO, but I don't remember. Guy called in because his tablet's screen was black and reported that the power light would go off and on when he hit the power button, but display simply refused to turn on. I got lost 3 times trying to even find the man's office, and when I finally do get there, his secretary or admin, or whatever she's called these days, buzzes him. Dirtbag made me cool my heels for 10 minutes. Finally get into this man's office, and am trying very hard to keep it together. One of my first support cases, and this man makes my salary and the time it takes for him to take a dump. Start examining the unit while he plays hunt and peck with his desktop. Nothing really pops out about the tablet. I flip it over and look at the back, nothing doing there either. As I flip the thing back over, the light catches it just so, and I notice all these weird divots and grooves in the screen. I walk over to the window and try to catch the light better, so I can look closer, and the C-suite guy asks what I'm doing. I explain I noticed all these lines and such on the screen, and they're not supposed to be there. Guy says something to the effect of, "Oh, my pen leaves those." Bear in mind this is really old tech compared to this day and age. The tablet itself was probably 2 inches thick and heavy as hell. The stylus they came with had a nice fat tip that shouldn't dimple or groove the screen in the slightest. I look where the stylus is usually stored and notice that it's empty. I ask him where the stylus is and he says the one that came with the tablet sucked, and he threw it out and was using a better one. I ask him where the better one is and he pulls what looks like a big pen from his suit front pocket. There are no words to express how I felt at that moment. Equal parts horror and disgust. Horror because I don't know how to tell this guy that he's an idiot, disgust because those tablets were not cheap. I'm pretty sure my mouth opens and closes a few times with no sound coming out before I finally land on a safe question. What did you do about all the ink on the screen? He opens one of his desk drawers and out comes a bottle of Windex and some paper towels. At this point my inner monologue is shouting, "Danger, Will Robinson, danger." I stammer something about running diagnostics and scurry back to IT. My supervisor sees me come back and smirks. How's his pen working for him? He's already got a replacement tablet ready to go. He just unscrews the hard drive cover from the unit with a dead screen and pops it in a replacement. It was a mandatory step to remove the stylus from the new tablet, so he didn't realize we just kept replacing them. I guess he thought the IT elves just fixed it for us? If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.